Well, good afternoon, everybody in the quad racer world. Been just hellacious busy the last couple weeks. Had a lot of fun, but wanted to take time to shoot a little video on one of our project bikes we just finished up. This is actually Sandozilla, and this bike was in the Q Lab maybe about a year ago. Got a little work done, ran killer. Long story short is well, at Glamis the motor went boom, and let me just pan the camera over here and show you what happened. What we have here is an LT500 crankshaft, or both pieces of it. So essentially what happened is while this thing was going, the crank broke in half. And to make a long story short, this motor had previously had a flywheel issue, and in fact upon inspection the main bearing pockets in the cases were loose as a goose. So this crank has been dancing around for a long time, which brings us to a couple of our tech tips. Number one, squish clearance. This thing, when we took it apart, the piston had been hitting the head for a while. Secondly, one of the things that you can do, and I don't know if we've covered it, but a lot of LT500 owners know about this, but I figured I'd tell you, is inside the stator cover is where your flywheel is. And one of the things to do is pull that cover off and take your hand in there, of course when the motor's not running Chucky, and feel for up and down movement. And if there's up and down movement, the cases could be getting loose, or the main bearings, or the crank itself. Long story short, if there's up and down movement in there, you need to do some motor work, because it can become catastrophic. Essentially that vibration in there and with the crank dancing around, it can damage all the stuff on the clutch side that drives off it, driven gear, clutch basket, counterbalancer, drive gear. The vibration also can break other things in the bike. But long story short is we got this thing squared away, sleeve cases, you know, fixed the motor up. It's a pretty mild motor, and you know, this bike is no trailer queen. In fact, Chris hasn't even seen this thing. There's probably more zip ties holding the plastic together than Beaterzilla. I spent hours just straightening that crap up. You know, it's but the long story short, it's more about function than finesse. And got this thing done, and got it runs beautiful, man, just beautiful. Took it for a couple test rides, and just a great all-around bike with the tires setup that it has on it. It's kind of geared short, really quick. You know, Chris is a big guy, so gear reduction gives it more torque. And long story short is I just finished it up, took it for a couple test rides, made sure it was dialed in. It's beautiful, just runs killer. So you know, everybody out there in quad racer land, you don't have to have the most beautiful bike in order for it to be good and fun. This bike is a lot of fun, and you don't have to worry about scratching it. And that's pretty much it, man. We are going to be going to Johnson Valley this weekend. So I also, besides this bike and the tech tips, just want to extend the invitation. Anybody wants to come out to Johnson Valley, we're going on Sunday. And we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.